about this Florida State thing, bro. Cause
wait a minute. No, we not. You know what, TP? We not finna do this. You know why we not finna do this? Because there's some dude on this podcast whose squad lost to Bethune-Cookman 10 years in a row.
Mm-hmm. And we still have a winning record against Bethune. We could have lost to Bethune 20 years in a row and still would have a winning record against Bethune-Cookman. We still 30.
Ask him his feelings 3 years ago when they lost to Bethune.
Oh, I don't care if we were playing.
No, don't do that. State. No. What was your attitude after y'all lost to BC 3 years ago?
Oh, I was definitely not happy. I don't know nobody who root for a team and they lose and you be happy.
But you gonna degrade me in my outrage.
There has never at any point I said, and I quote, I hope my head coach get hit by a Nerf bus. I'm not finna march the 100 down the street in front of his house, hoping I wake him up and disturb his rest enough that he would want to move and leave Tallahassee. I have never been that angry at any coach staff of my at my alma mater. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is our dislikes of events are different. I will come out and say, I think, fam, you're going to win it all every year, whether they go out and win it all or not. You come out and say, oh, I hope they lose every game. If we don't put up 100 points against Duquesne, then they should be. What?
No. I'm very clear. I support the players 100%.
Yeah, but
I cannot support bad management. I cannot support a bad athletic department. I cannot support a guy whose very resume says, after year 3, I get worse. His resume says this. This ain't something you got to go look up. Check Arizona State. Check Memphis. Year 3, oh, he get worse. Guess what year we in?
Again.
So even if I have unrealistic expectations of him scoring 58 points, they cannot. And by the way, this new media, I gotta be bombastic. But anything other than a prolific offensive showing, come on, man. We can't be in no shootout with Duquesne. We can't be struggling to score against Duquesne. That is no way to improve as a team. But I got plenty of time to say how I want the coach to get hit by a Nerf bus, all of that, whatever. I mean, like TP, if Texas lose to Oklahoma, how you feel? Wait, what I'm talking about? Y'all have some years now.
I'm about to lead a meeting. Where the lead meeting button at? All right, this has gone long enough.
That shit is funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Gathering of Old Men podcast, simulcast with HBCU Overdrive. Holiday, Lord Jamal is here, Marlo is here, TP is here. The reason that I ran that clip tonight, and I know we get to a lot of HBCU stuff, but for a very long time we covered.
This man about to crash out, y'all.
This
man about to do a full-blown crash out tonight. He put that in the group chat. I was like, oh man, this thing is about to go. What?
Listen, I didn't do this. Shout out to Freddie Stevenson. Before we even get into Jimbo's take, it is good to see Freddie's been through a lot. It is good to see Freddie do his podcast. You can see the joy in his eyes. So I absolutely go out, support that guy, watch him. Like Florida State Seminoles, love that guy. Absolutely great guy. But get right to it.
He said, but.
Jimbo got on Freddie Stevens podcast, did the interview. And Jimbo said that he did not want to leave Florida State. Now, I'm gonna be fair before I be not fair. At the time, the last few seasons Jimbo was there, Clemson had made upgrades to their facilities, and Florida State was lagging behind Clemson. Let's keep it a book, right? And Florida State was slow to make those changes. So this is true. This is well documented. This is nothing to sniff at. This is true. What is also true is that Tallahassee Regional Airport is a tiny airport. And if a G6 with Texas A&M logo is in the airport, everybody from Capitol Circle can see that airplane. So when you get on your radio show and you are asked by seasoned journalists, are you negotiating with Texas A&M? And you lie. You Tallahassee Democrat is running that story the very next morning. What are we talking
I
about?
mean, we forgetting the obvious. Wasn't his wife getting cracked by her trainer around that time too? I wouldn't want to stay here either.
Pretty much.
And
Damn.
she's still with the same trainer. Me and Earl saw him at the Orange and Green game. Not this season, last season when Lil Jimbo was still on the depth chart. I wouldn't stay here neither. Gotta go. Bye.
So all of that information is fine. But to sit here and say you didn't want to leave Florida State wasn't giving you $75 million. I can tell you that right now. At that time, I know we was not giving you $75 million. I can guarantee we was not giving you $75 million. We could not match that at that time. So
How much did they pay Mike?
Who, Mike Elko?
No, Mike Novell.
he's still 60. He's 60 something. Like 63. I think he got 63.
So you telling me they gonna pay Mike Novell, who hadn't won nothing, 60-something million, and wouldn't pay Jimbo 70?
So here is it was a whole bunch behind it. First off, we lost board of trustee members. Derek Brooks behind that. Remember?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Troy. Jimbo really wasn't even supposed to be at Florida State.
No, he was supposed to be at LSU.
LSU.
He was, but it would not retire. So Florida State said, "Come on, we got you."
So, all of this. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't like Jimbo Fisher. I've been on this podcast saying several times, I hope all the bad things in life happen to Jimbo Fisher, nothing but Jimbo Fisher. As a joke. Don't take that too serious, because in real life, that's a joke.
I got something to say. So, okay, so Jimbo was supposed to be the next in line at LSU. If Nick Saban either retired or he left. Nick Saban did go to the Miami Dolphins, correct? He went to the Miami Dolphins. Les Miles takes over.
Mm-hmm.
So how did he not get that job at LSU?
Politics.
From Les Miles. Les Miles wasn't, and Les Miles, let's be honest with you. Let's be real. Let's be real. Les Miles was not as great of a coach when he was at Oklahoma State. He kind of didn't even get that ball rolling. He kind of got it rolling at Oklahoma State. But once he left to go to LSU and Mike Gundy picked it up, you see how Oklahoma State.
So I want to.
But what I'm saying is, if he's supposed to get the job at LSU, he's supposed to be the coach and waiting at LSU.
No. He's supposed to wait at Florida State. at Florida State.
Yeah,
So
He was
we
at Florida
grabbed
State.
him. Yeah, we stole two coaches, right? We stole um Wyatt Sexton dad, and then we stole Jimbo Fisher.
But what I'm saying is, he was still supposed to be the coach of waiting at LSU.
I
Nick Saban.
I don't
they
remember. I know
never really gave him
whole
the coaching
money
away
from the Florida
title. It
State
was
coach.
kind of one of those what's understood don't have to be explained things, and then he got backdoored by Les Miles. I think it was a trustee call or a favor call didn't get Les Miles at LSU because that didn't even make sense when they did that.
And then when he get the, Les Miles get the LSU, I mean, he won off the backs of Nick Saban's talent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and the same thing when Jimbo gets to Florida State, he won off the backs of Bobby Bowden's talent.
I will say in the beginning, yes, he won off of Bobby's talent. Um, I was very public about his quarterback choices. I was not a fan of his quarterback choices. They got better as he went along, but I was not a fan of his quarterback choices. Um, but Jimbo was the
yeah,
coach
because
of the Florida.
Jimbo had some weapons sitting over there on the depth chart and let him ride.
Um, I will never forgive the malpractice that we had. We had Drew Westbrook and Xavier Lee and pure talent, arm strength. Not to maximize those dudes was an egregious sin in my eyes. So I'm gonna be fair and say I never liked him as my head coach. Marlo can tell you that better than anybody, right?
Yeah,
So
even though they won a national championship.
so that also came up in the interview. Also, there was a 2012 team. That 2012 team was the most talented football team at Florida State not to win a national championship. Um, the next year, 2013, they did win, but that 2012 team had way too much talent not to win a national championship. And that came up in the interview. And the interview, again, go listen to the interview for yourselves. Beautiful interview. Love the work that Freddie did, but man, to say that you didn't want to leave Florida State, my guy, you was on the first thing smoking and you was playing in our face while you was doing it. Like you was negotiating your contract on your radio show, talking about you wasn't leaving Florida State.
Mm,
You had to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, he had to be removed
that's bold.
as Florida State football coach because the president and the AD knew you was doing the negotiation.
That's
Correct me
actually
if I'm
really
wrong.
bold.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So,
Well,
And then y'all got Willie Taggart, right?
and then the interim coach who should have been the head coach took over with 500, won a bowl game.
Oh, talking about what his name, who they went on and fired this year for no reason.
Yeah.
I
So
can't think his name. He was at Florida State like
yeah,
20
no,
years.
Odell is still on the coaching staff. Oh, listen, Odell Hagen's tentacles in the coaching ranks in the high schools reach far in the state of Florida.
We know that. Cornrow Mike is the dumbass that don't know that.
Exactly.
It's the
So
reason why he's been there for 30 years.
they're not ever going. He will die a Seminole coach.
Because if at a college rank in Florida, you need either an Odell or a shit. We had him at Florida State. Y'all forgive me. I had a 2-grain migraine. I'm just not feeling alive.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, because he was going to be the FAMU football coach for a minute. Yeah, you need those guys.
Yeah, he wasn't my pick as FAM's head coach, and I'm go ahead and call me ages, but we didn't need an old coach at the time. Like we had just lost Willie, young energy. Like we needed somebody that was young. So,
Yeah.
but that's not me knocking his talent or what he bought and can bring to the program.
And
And I
so,
still say this: Ryan Silverfield at Memphis has a better overall record right now than Mike Norvell at Florida State.
and
And
that's
he gonna have a better one at the end of this season too.
Yeah.
all I'm saying is that all of the egregious moves that the administration and the athletic department has made does not negate the fact that Jimbo Fisher operated like a slime ball, right? And
Yeah.
I don't care what Marlo says. Winning a national championship when you probably should have won 3 is not gonna let me forget how you left the scene. You didn't recruit offensive line.
Winning a natty is not easy.
Man,
It is
he ain't recruit nothing. That man left when Winnie took over that team. They had absolutely nothing, and then
not
they hired him late. National signing day had closed. This is pre-portal, so it's not even like he could go into the portal and grab some dudes to put a team together.
Yeah.
oh you wanna know why I don't like I'm not a fan of Mike Norvell. Willie Taggart got off the bus late, still had a top 12 play.
Yeah, hey EA, nah, we not talking about Corey Fuller.
Mm-mm. Um
Mm-mm.
it's an older
We're
guy.
not talking about Boucher.
Yeah. And for
Bullshit
everybody
can
for
kick
everybody that
rock.
knows who Boucher is, that's Corey Fuller. So but that's my beef with Jimbo. That's my only beef with Jimbo. So forgive me when I don't give two shits about what he got to say about Florida State. And for them people hollering about, well, he ran the program just in case. No, he ain't. Ain't no just in case. It is several big money boosters who did not forget that we was paying assistant coaches salaries several years after Jimbo left.
Mm.
Jimbo is not coming back to Florida State.
I don't think Jimbo don't care about coming back to Florida State. That man got 78 million reasons not to come back to
Exactly.
no school.
That man is golfing every day, enjoying
The
life.
man is in Tallahassee right now. What are y'all talking about? He lives
I'm,
there.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though, Jamal. He in Tallahassee right now, but he does not care about coaching. That man is paid.
No, he don't care about coaching. No, but he lives in Tallahassee. People routinely see that man at the Publix out there in Clarence.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I wish him all the best as long as he stay away from Florida State.
He gonna have the March 100 go right by his house every day at 7 o'clock in
Absolutely not. He better go call the Chiefs and they trash ass for that.
the morning.
As long as he know the consequences of not winning.
Yeah.
Listen, I have so many reasons why I don't like that man, but I have centered my dislike and hate around him to how he left Florida State. I can
Hey,
forget
I just
everything.
read the comment. Did you put EA's comment about Charlie on the on stage?
No, I didn't. I didn't. And there is a few things about that we need to tell the truth about, but this ain't the day. But there's a few things about that we need to tell the truth. But after he came back from JUCO, oh, it wasn't no stopping him. It wasn't no stopping him.
Who,
Uh,
Charlie Wood?
yeah,
Yeah. And
but
when I tell you that shit burnt them white alumni ass,
but I want to tell y'all something real quick. Um, had it not been for Billy Joe, none of that would have happened.
nah.
Let's keep it a buck. Billy Joe and the Gulf Coast offense changed football in Tallahassee.
Yep.
So, but that was that was in no nation. Please stop crashing out about a dude that's been gone 9 years. Let it go, please. It's over. He gone. He ain't coming back. He can do all the interviews in the world. I ain't crashing out. See how civil I am. There are videos where I fully crashed out on that dude. I ain't crashing out. It ain't no big deal. This is gonna be a good season. no matter what happens. I'm a
Good
smile,
season. A
and
good
I'm a
season for who?
for Florida State. It's gonna be a good season regardless. If we get
I
to the
hope.
playoffs, it's gonna be a good season. If
I
he
hope
don't,
so.
if he gets fired, it's gonna be a good season. It is going to be a season of change regardless.
They've
So
already showed you that they could care less about him winning.
you just start. You keep taking
Ooh.
medicine.
They've they they have
Oh,
already showed you that.
Marlo, they've
What a
shown
lie.
the fact that they fired all of the previous coordinators and coaches and brought in a whole new staff. That is the we're giving you the vote of confidence before they show you the door. You know that
Nah,
it
nah,
100% is.
no sir, no
Marlo,
sir. Because I'm gonna tell you why. They had a coach there that had a better record than him, and they fired him. The year that he went below 500, they gave him an extension,
Mm.
and it's all
again,
guaranteed money. Like ain't none of the kids that are under his tutelage in a situation like that. No matter what, whether you fail or succeed, you get paid.
there is no way in hell, and I'm telling you this now. I ain't telling you something I think. I'm telling you something I know. If this season is a failure, his ass out of there. Oh
I
Lord, you
don't.
see, hold on, Lord. Don't play with me. You seen my tweets? Alabama got a brand new quarterback. Florida State by 10. I said what I
Nah,
said.
Whoa,
if
whoa,
he
whoa,
lose
whoa.
this
Hey,
season,
Hold
oh,
on, because from what I heard, Keelan Russell's supposed to be the starting quarterback at Alabama. He ain't number a freshman, and he a
God
damn
hell.
good one too.
Florida State by 10.
Oh no,
Hey,
man,
if
straight
that
out of
man
Dallas.
lose this season, I want alumni to be just as pissed off as him as they was at fucking Willie. And I
Oh,
know they not.
they was pissed off about the crash out after last season. The crash outs after the coaches got fired because okay, you let go of all these coaches, and then if anybody paid attention, Norville didn't do podcast. When they started letting coaches go, what podcast he ran to? What safe space did he run to? RG3. It wasn't no tough
Mm.
question. It was a
RG3 can't even ask himself a tough question. You what the hell you expect?
so that was his safe space. That should have been a flag to everybody that he is on his last leg. And it's not just
Listen,
fast to be able to.
the boot skin is gonna beat y'all ass just on the strength of Alex being pissed off.
Listen,
Hmm.
I what I said. December is gonna be a season of change, and I'm gonna be happy either way.
I'm just on the strength that Alex took a bullet for that man and then he fired him. Y'all getting y'all ass whooped.
Which is and what he's talking about is the rise of spear deal. If, go back and look at the old clips. I've done enough rise of spear shit that we don't even need to talk about the best no more.
Nah, we ain't talking about them.
But this
Fuck
is
him rising spear.
exactly exactly. So it has been talked about enough, but I'm glad Freddie is doing well. This was a good interview for him. No nation, we good. The past is in the past. We are moving forward. That being said, stop asking the fan base to be rational. It is the off season. These season tickets got to get sold. This merch got to get sold. These away game tickets got to get sold. Be irrational. Also, Florida State by 10. We're gonna take a quick break.
That was irrational.
Keelan Russell gonna have 3 touchdowns in week 1.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All
I
right.
almost had to take my goddamn headphones off. That damn high school, high school band playing.
Oh god.
Hey,
That was
Okay.
Troy. Hey, Troy. I sent you some stuff about Texas Tech and how they try to move like Thanos over here in college football.
Oh, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. I just want to let everybody know that SWAC Basketball Media Day is coming in September. So I'm sorry, October. So I want everybody to get prepared. We will be at SWAC Basketball Media Day, and we will expand our coverage in the HBCU basketball and ACC basketball this year. So y'all can invite us. Um,
I'm definitely gonna try and make that one. I'm gonna behave. I promise.
um, we are always listen. We are always on our best behavior when we are in media mode because media mode is a new thing for us, and we get insights to the stories. We definitely get player information. We definitely get coaches information from SWAC Media Day from football. Talking to Coach Buckley has me feeling like Valley is going to be better than expected.
yeah.
So they do 2 days.
That's not hard. They
Yeah,
caught us slipping. They catch somebody slipping every year anyway.
yeah.
I don't
So
I don't think it's gonna be a tall task for them now that they have an actual coach.
no, not at all. Um, I think highly of them, but I'll get into that later. Um, G-Boom, it's 2 days because they do a day for men's and a day for women. And trust me, from a media's perspective,
That's good.
it's hard. Just the one day of basketball, it is hard to get. I didn't get all 12. It is hard to get all the coaches and get, interview them. So two, I couldn't imagine one day of women's and men's basketball. I would lose my mind.
That would be insanity, and that would be a bad experience for everybody.
So this year I will come properly attired for the women's media day, because the women come dressed to the nines, and it ain't no joke. But I will be there this year. Brand new Stacey Adams in the all. So that EA, I will say this. I have a lot of faith in what Coach Ward is doing. Um, it's gonna be interesting because the SWAC basketball season coming up is gonna be absolute chaos. There are so many players moved around, so many coaches moved around. It is gonna be absolute chaos. Men's side anyway. Women will be a little bit more stable, but it's it's a toss up really because Southern lost a lot. Um, Grambling lost a lot, but they kind of moved to Alabama A&M. Florida A&M lost a lot, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. Um, but
I think the Florida A&M component, they may have lost starters, but I think they gained a whole lot more talent.
they did, and how can I say this gently? Well, Florida A&M went shopping at Whole Foods. Florida State went shopping with an EBT card to win Dixie.
God damn.
I'm gonna say it just like that.
Did he just wait? They just stopped with an EBT card?
Hey, he ain't lying.
At Wendy.
Have you seen them people that man been signing?
What? Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with a full stamp card. Shit.
I am in
It is
Tampa.
when you trying to win the NCAA championship.
I am in Tampa. They signed a kid down here that I have never heard of who played, and the film looked good. Don't get me wrong, the film looked good. But if you look at the film, he's bigger than everybody else. So I don't know how to take it. And I'm not knocking the kid. The kid got recruited the way he got recruited. He played the way he played. That's all he do is play against who he's playing against. But I got what they told me was a NBA coach who was gonna bring an NBA mentality. And I'm not dragging him yet because he ain't played a game. I'm just concerned at what I'm seeing. You let 7
It
footers go?
depends.
Y'all could
It
have had Sam
depends
Cassell.
on. It depends on what NBA team you're talking about. Because
Y'all could have had Sam Cassell.
Listen, I
Hell, y'all could have had Charlie.
sell over some money. Anyway, so also today, well, earlier this week, Stan Beckton, who I have feuded with from time to time on the internet, released his top 25 HBCU ranking. Sam Beckton has also, on numerous occasions, released polls for FCS. And it is my thought process that he feels like FCS HBCUs cannot compete on the FCS level. And so I have not always been a fan of Stan. Um, I don't know him personally. I don't have any personal beef against him. It's just his takes. So his top 25 right now is Jackson State, North Carolina Central, Southern, South Carolina State, Alabama State, Florida A&M, Tennessee State. I'm a little okay. Alcorn, Morgan State, Prairie View A&M, Grambling State, Norfolk State, Norfolk State at 12 behind Grambling, Texas Southern, Alabama A&M, Howard University, Hampton, Delaware State at 17, Arkansas Pine Bluff at 18, Bethune-Cookman at 19, Mississippi Valley State at 20. I think Mississippi Valley State is too low. North Carolina A&T at 21.
Shit. And they got
Um,
a new coach and some new players over there.
mhm.
That's diabolical. How you
A&T,
gonna have,
They is very.
bro? How you gonna have? How you gonna have Valley above North Carolina A&T?
it
Oh
is.
my goodness.
So Grambling State at 11, right? Since G Boom brought that up. I don't I don't know. I don't and I don't know if they're too high. I think you can that middle of the pack from 9 to 16, you could jumble them around and be okay. Um
I'm gonna,
Howard being
I'm
at 15 is is I don't know. You tell me. Y'all tell me.
gonna say this. Let me say this. I can't put North Carolina Central at 2 because they didn't win the meal. I would put South Carolina State at 2. I would keep Southern at 3. And I would move Central to 4. Instead of having Alabama State at 5, I would move FAMU to 5. Bring down Alabama State to 6. Now, Tennessee State being at number 7 is straight up diabolical work right there.
But didn't Tennessee State win a playoff game last season?
And
No,
lost
they
everybody.
lost to Montana.
Damn. Okay. That's where
But
I couldn't remember. I'm like, nah. If they won a playoff game, they should be higher. But
no,
then
but
they
it's
lost
the
their
fact that they lost a lot.
they lost their coach.
They
They
lost their
have
coach and they lost a lot.
yeah.
And so I would not put them at number 7. I would put them more at like 10 or 11.
Yeah, but that is a hell of a coaching staff they don't put together up there though.
Yeah.
That is true, but at the same time, if you look at that schedule, the schedule is already brutal enough. because the teams that they didn't play last season, they played this year. And let me see. I mean, yeah. But I'm just saying the teams that they played that didn't play last season, they play them this year. They do got some HBCUs on the schedule. They do have Howard coming in to Nashville. They got start off the week. They start off the weekend.
Wait, I might need to go to that game. Hold on, wait.
No, that
is their homecoming, October 18th.
Yeah, no, I can't make that one.
No, that's
so.
No. We gonna be at that last one.
Yeah.
So they got A&T as their first game. I think they'll win that game. But then they got Troy Collins, Canada Jr. coming into town.
They might oh my God, they might lose by.
They're gonna get mollywop.
Yeah.
They got Alabama A&M at home. Now the best thing about this schedule is the first 4 games on their schedule are at home.
And it's good for their budget.
It's good for their budget.
Definitely good for the budget.
But to have
somebody tell Canada Junior to meet us in Jacksonville after they renovate the stadium.
So they play Southeast Louisiana. I mean, not Southeast Louisiana, Southeast Missouri, SEMO.
Yep.
They play SEMO. They play UT Martin. They play Gardner Webb. They play Charleston Southern. They play Lindenwood. They play Western Illinois. So really, if you really think about the schedule, that they have, UT Martin, they'll probably lose that game. They always have trouble with them. SEMO, it depends on what SEMO has this season. And Tennessee Tech, they had issues with Tennessee Tech the last couple of years. Of course,
but just a question. Could it have been a coaching deficiency issue that gave them those problems? Because if you don't know how to play with something because you ain't never played against, never seen it, you're not really setting your team up for failure. Sometimes a difference in coaching does play a key role. But like who was that, G Boom? They lost a lot of people. I think if they replace the talent and with the new coaching staff, I think we see a different Tennessee State.
But we haven't seen anything in these recruiting and transfer assessments are about as valuable as toilet paper sometimes, right? Because we've seen talented players get absolutely overlooked by all of these services. And for people to tell me, well, it's too many players to accurately assess players, but that's the recruiting services job.
That's your job, bro.
So there are, and I'm not gonna spill no beans. There are players in the SWAC and 2 in the MEAC that are difference maker talent that we're not even talking about. Nobody's talking about not Blue, not HBCU Nightly. Nobody's talking about it. If there are players, difference maker players that have transferred into HBCU programs that nobody's talking about. Not us, not Blue, FCS Blue Bloods, not HBCU Nightly. Nobody, not ONG Podcast. Nobody's talking about these players for whatever reason. And I know there are difference makers. We're talking about all American type players that are on teams that okay, let's go. I mean, we talked about Delaware State kid. We talked about him.
Caden Bennett, that we talking about the quarterback, right?
Yeah. So we talked about him. And we talked about the Delaware State quarterback who's transferred. And did he land anywhere yet?
Haven't heard anything about where Marquis went to.
No.
So the only person that we talked about really was Mekhi Higgins because he had academic issues. And so
Yeah.
part of what
How you
we're
doing?
doing, part of what we're doing is trying to shed light on some of these stories. But I have to acknowledge that sometimes we are derelict in our duties because of lack of information about talking about these players that could be impact players. So if Tennessee State has some players that nobody's talking about, and I've like gone through what I've been able to see has committed to the school over the last like what I don't know if they have enough to do what they did last year. I do know they have enough talent to be the team and is fit to win. Uh, outside of that, I would mind get in trouble.
So Howard being at 15, should they be moved up or down?
I would move them up because
Not, but don't Howard got a new quarterback?
Yeah.
yeah, I got a new quarterback.
Where are they ranked right now?
Number 15 in his HBCU power ranking.
15 is kind of low for them. Maybe they need to be right behind Alabama State at like 12.
What about Hampton being at 16? I think
I'm keeping it a buck. I don't know shit about Hampton football. I honestly forget they have a football team sometimes.
I think them getting Isaiah Freeman from Lincoln, Pennsylvania was a step up at quarterback. Because he can take care of the football. He does have a big live arm, and he can get you out of play. He can get you out of situations where you don't have, if it's like 2nd and 7, 3rd and 8 or something like that, 37, he can get you out of those situations right there. And I think they still have a good running game with Hampton. So I wouldn't put them at 16.
No.
Now, the bottom 5, I would keep it the way it is, just because either these teams won 1 or 2 games last season. So they to me, I mean, you fight for the scraps. To me, with Delaware State being at 17, it's always going to be a wait and see because new head coach, new philosophy, new system, new everything coming up into that program.
Hold on. Delaware State, listen, Delaware State has all the skill position talent in the world. It's going to come down to their offensive line and can they run the ball. They are not in the South.
And not even just that, is also going to come down to coaching and coaching philosophy. You can stack a talented team, but if you can't fucking coach,
That's the thing. Like you got a whole new everything.
Team full of losers.
Yeah, you got a whole new everything.
He has a few good offensive coaches, but we saw all this talent, this skill position talent, go to that team. We ain't seen no big hog mollies like we saw at Norfolk State. Norfolk State
because hog mollies don't chase flash the way your skill position players do.
Right.
They don't chase flash. They want to know what they doing, who they protecting, and how you want them to do it. They don't chase flash. Your cornerbacks, your safeties, your wide receivers, even your QBs, they want to look good. So they gonna chase flash. Flash is at Delaware State right now.
Flash is also at Norfolk State too, so
Flash is also at Norfolk State, but Norfolk State is older and mature, and he put older and mature leaders around him.
He did. They did.
Delaware State hasn't done that.
Here's the thing: Morgan State at number 9 is baffling me
Morgan State
because
ain't won shit, and all the people that say anything about Morgan State is Banks and that dead man that y'all had on this show. Bring him back.
BA White.
I got something to say. Bring him back.
I
I ain't gonna say
listen,
nothing about Morgan State. I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all. But just
listen.
know,
I'm gonna just say this: Morgan State. Morgan State issues last year, the year before, and the year before that are the same issues that Bama State have, are the same issues that Alabama A&M have. The quarterback position.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna say something about Morgan State. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
I mean, but let's say Alabama State issue, but yes, it was quarterback. It was the fact that he played two quarterbacks in the first game and both of them got hurt.
Yep.
He had to turn
It
over
was the fact
a
that he
wide, he had to turn his play caller to a wide receiver. That
he
was a
had
fresh.
most talented quarterback coming into the season.
No, but we
No,
sat on this same show and all agreed that he should not have been playing.
Oh no, I know he shouldn't be playing. I'm just saying you're running quarterback draws and
He should not have been playing.
it is listen, I have since Oscar threw that name out there, I have followed that boy, that young man, and his dual threat ability is intriguing. But at some point in that first Orange Blossom Classic, somebody should have said, "Why are we running the ball? Let's throw the ball."
Hey, call a spade a spade. Swag might want to be happy Willie didn't call that man back.
I'm gonna put it just like this. I'm put it just like
And that's where we are.
I said this about Andrew Body. Great talent came from came from a. He's not. It's not a traditional powerhouse school. High
hmm
school in the state of Texas. Corpus Christi Miller is a is a name that shouldn't be slept on in the South Texas area. Just to come out of that area alone and to get that D1 offer to go to Texas Southern. Now I say this. I said this a long time ago. Coach McKinney did not do right by Andrew Body.
He didn't, and that's why he left.
Yeah, that's why he left. That's why he transferred. Uh, um, the thing about it is that he got that injury against Alabama A&M. He came back to
Right? Yeah.
don't get me wrong. He threw for almost 300 yards, ran for almost 100 yards in that first game against Prairie View. But the thing about it is that he also threw 3 late interceptions in that game, and you could tell that his arm, his shoulder is not ready. Don't get me wrong. If you go out there and play, you gonna play. But knew that you were coming out there too soon, where you were supposed to be back in October instead of the last week of August.
And
Point blank.
and that Orange Blossom Classic game didn't even fucking count.
No,
It made zero sense for him to be playing. Like, yeah, the game counted in overall record, yes, but in terms of you can lose every single non-conference game in between the Mia and the Swag, win out the Swag and go play for a national championship. A loss in the Orange Blossom Classics would not have been detrimental to the point where I am going to put my not ready star quarterback out there.
but I think with this one, because after when he's after the first game, he was questionable for the second game, which was against Rice. But Coach
And another game that didn't even matter. It was a money game. Let the third string
the game didn't even matter By the time the third game comes, because they went up to Michigan State, they played Michigan State, and they got dog walk.
But
He,
so listen,
but
the Rice game didn't matter. Let him play in the Michigan State game because you need to show his talent against. I wouldn't even call Michigan State P4, but you need to show his talent against traditionally white schools because scouts are watching. But that
right.
Orange Blossom Classic game and really that Rice game, let that man go throw for one series just to stay in shape and put him over there by you.
But see, but the thing is though, Jamal, like I said, G Boone said he shouldn't have played that first game. He should not have played that first game against Prairie View. He was not ready to come back until October. If he would have followed doctor's orders and stayed on the sideline until October, then it wouldn't be no issue. Now, let's say it like this. Southern, when McKinney was the head coach, he had a serviceable backup behind him in Jace Wilson. It's not like Jace Wilson was not no slouch that he never played college football because he played at Furman. So he could have played Jace. If Andrew was ready by the time October come around, it's going to be a QB issue. It's going to be a QB battle. Who wins the starting spot from then on out? But he gets to Alabama State. He already had surgery on his shoulder, on his right shoulder, and his shoulder. Basically, it was just his shoulder. He already had surgery on it. The young man was ready. He was ready to come back out there and play in the OBC. But this is on the coaches though. This is on the coaches. Why are this is something that Troy just said it. Why are you running QB power? Why are you running QB draws? Why are you not setting this man up with short passes, 5-yard outs? You know what I'm saying? Dink and dunks. Get him
couple pitches, five yards over the middle.
Right, but get him.
They out there playing like this championship game, and we on ESPN 1.
But what I'm saying is, get him throwing short passes, screens, boulders, whatever. Get his arm warmed up, and then hit him over the top with play action passes.
Yep,
like that's what you should do. The man should have never ran for 134 yards in the freaking football game. And then guess what? He gets hit again in his right shoulder. And then you put the second string out there. This motherfucker gets a damn concussion. And now he with the fifth string wide receiver playing quarterback. That is a freshman.
Yep. No. We are not shitting on that freshman because he actually got an arm if somebody put some time into him.
Right. Don't get me wrong. They towards his ability.
No,
what I'm saying is Coach EY.
No, that was for the fans and people listening. We not shitting on that freshman got an arm and I saw it.
Oh no. I don't get me wrong. I seen it too. But what I'm saying is, Michigan State would not be in this situation if all they would have done for Andrew Body was to play the short game and run the football with the running back. Now, Andrew if he can get 40 or 50 yards rushing, that's good for him. You know what I'm saying? On breakdown plays, run out of bounds. Stop trying to take on freaking tacklers and stuff like that. Get your ass out of bounds. Go out there and play another down.
Get out of bounds, fall down. Don't let them people hit you.
Do something to save your body.
Right. Do not let them people hit you, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So my whole thing is that Alabama State team play calling was terrible for him. He should have never ran for 134 yards.
All right.
He should have never been your starting running back in that game.
I'm a because that game and because this thing about HBCU quarterbacks in that game, There was another quarterback in that game that didn't throw the ball either,
Walker Harris.
which leads me to this poll. If you are a top 5 HBCU team, you got to be able to chunk the ball. I looked at North Carolina Central stats from last year. People keep telling me, oh, they can pass the football. That ain't what the stats say. That ain't what my eyes saw. They were, I'm going to say, opportunistic against teams that they were clearly better than. But the South Carolina State game, the Bama State game, there were issues in the passing game.
North Carolina Central was a running team all the way through. You got a workhorse like Jamari Taylor on your in your backfield. You are a primarily running team. All you doing is hand him the ball, and then you can throw that ball into the flat to him, and he can give you some yards. Trust me, it's not rocket science. And then too, let's not play like this. He had receivers. So he got receivers. Like
we can't. It can't be another year that South Carolina State gets to the Celebration Bowl because you got what y'all keep telling me, and I listen to everybody that I listen to HBCU Nightly. I listen to Blue. I listen to everybody, but you can't tell me they have a quarterback. When push comes to shove, you don't put the ball in that man's hand. That's telling me you don't have a quarterback. So
You talking about letting him throw the ball late in the game?
letting him throw the ball late in the game when they are behind. Because
Yeah, you don't trust if you're down and you don't trust your quarterback to bring you back, then you need a new quarterback because you clearly don't trust him.
You don't trust him.
And I'm saying if that's the case, dog, y'all can't be number 2 in the nation.
And then you don't have your safety net in Jamari Taylor because guess what? He's at Virginia right now.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
So you have no safety net to go to as far as your running back. I don't know. I don't even know who their starting running back is right now.
See, and this is what I'm talking about. That we're not doing our research when we start doing these polls. Listen, I know I play like I don't know ball, but when we start having these discussions, I start doing research. And I know I'm the guy that keep telling people these rosters ain't complete. Because I've seen the tweets of people commit to schools and they ain't on the roster, or they own the roster, they don't have no number. So I'm doing the research. And what people are telling me ain't lining up. Now, the conversations that we have off camera at media day, that lines up because we all know, okay, this player's over here, this player's over there. I know what this ranking says, but this team has this, this, and this. So they might be someone to watch. That happens. That happens, especially myself, Blue, No Chill, Sports, Doc, a few other people. Like we kind of have an idea of what people have based on the research that we have that's not public. But I'm sorry, and it's not a knock on North Carolina Central. You did not win the MEAC.
That's why I said I put South Carolina State at number 2. Now the only difference about South Carolina State, who is your starting QB? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Like if you're gonna say, well, we bumped them down a little bit because Eric Phoenix gone, cool. Okay, I can see that.
And I will put and yes, I'm going to put. I don't want to do it, but I am going to put Southern at number 3. Why? Absolutely. Because they didn't, and let's be honest, they did not backdoor themselves into the SWAC championship game. After that FAMU game, they played a masterful schedule and got into the championship game. So that's the reason why I got Southern. I will put Southern at number 3 ahead. This is to EA ahead of FAMU.
Well, here's something else. I'm gonna do a quick MEAC SWAC little preview. Give you a little heads up. Do not expect North Carolina Central to have a fun day with Southern.
I'm telling you.
Oh
Southern
no. Oh hell no.
I'm
no.
telling you. Y'all think, and people think because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna try out Jalen Woods. I bet you that's who's gonna be, to me, that's gonna be the starter, you know, for week one, for week 0 for them. And North Carolina Central, of course, they're gonna have Walker Harris as their QB, but if you can't deal with number
That's
one,
the white boy, right?
yeah, white boy,
Y'all talking
Walker
man.
Texas.
Y'all
If
talking about wrong thing. I ain't finna play with y'all. We not finna play with these people. They got the greatest walk on in HBCU history.
if you can't beat, if you cannot contain, number one on defense for Southern University,
That man about to wear their O line out. I'm not even
that's
funny.
all I'm saying.
That man
If you
finna wear
cannot contain,
Central's O line out, bro.
if you cannot contain Kevin Givens coming off the edge, and he don't have to get sacked. His forte is TFLs. TFLs. That is his forte. The man led FCS in tackles for losses.
I know everybody want to talk about defense, and that's cool. Southern has a preferred walk on that I promise you will be RB1 by next week if he not already RB1.
Dude from dude from Crosstown.
Yeah, yeah. Dude from South Baton Rouge.
If
Dude from Crosstown.
Mm-hmm.
if Southern put Am offensive lineman on their linebacker, it is a house call. It is going to get ugly.
I think if they, not even that, I think if they still have CJ Russell, I think it's gonna be
They won't.
too.
Central might not be able to force them to throw the football.
And let's not take anything away from Southern's defense, especially their back end.
I'm not doing that.
Especially their back end. Herman Brinson III, you got Horatio Johnson playing corner. Those dudes are physical. Those dudes are physical. And they're going to play a very physical style of football against those receivers for Central. Central's receivers don't want to get touched. They want to keep the jersey. They don't want to be bothered.
Man, listen, and you have never, ever in the history of this podcast heard me go on and on about Southern like this.
I don't talk about Southern like this. I don't talk about Southern like this.
Doc don't even like Southern. What do you?
I don't like Southern. I'm calling them by their real name. Look, I'm calling them by their real name instead of
what
Baton
do you
Rouge
normally
Tech.
call Southern?
Baton Rouge Tech.
Thank you.
Listen, and
I rest my case.
I was like I said, I was looking at this poll because when Doc put it in the group chat, I looked at that poll and I went, yeah, see, I ain't got time to get into it with Stan because we got into it a couple years ago, and I ain't got time to get into it with Stan. He just gonna be him.
Now, in the FCS top 25, they did kind of get it right. They got Jackson State at number 17. It's the only HBCU in the top 25 in the FCS poll. They did get some other schools received some votes. FAMU did receive votes. Central received votes. Southern received votes. Tennessee State received votes. But I did think they did get it right. Shout out to BJ Jones and Blue. They do vote in that poll for FCS. Shout out to my guy Dustin Hilton. He does vote in that poll also for FCS. So hey man, that to me, I think they got that right. But
you know what? We're gonna do a poll after week 1. That's what we're gonna do.
I've always come with I come with a poll after week 0. So that's what I do every year, every season come up, even with Division 2. So I'm not going to take away from Division 2 in smaller schools. And when I come up with my polls, so
you know what, and this is why you keep me in check, because apparently, oh Jesus, apparently,
oh shit.
I'm not gonna start with him right now. Let me get this out of my way. Apparently, I'm talking with Central State because Central State head coach is a Seminole. Their running back coach is a Seminole. So Coach Carter, Florida State. Coach Washington is Florida State. So
the wide receiver coach is Ohio State.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So they got some coaches over there, and we haven't even gotten a chance to get to them. Marlo, Mike, Southern went to the SWAC championship last year.
Yeah. Played a hell of a good first half of football.
And had an absolute run the second half of the season last year.
It did.
So I'm not gonna say they're delusional. I mean, I'm not gonna say they haven't been good since 03. And let's keep it a book. Okay, they lost to Nichols by 70 points. Nichols is a different level team. Yeah. See,
Nichols State was the middle of the pack Southland team. I don't even want to hear that shit.
Again, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and take shots at Morgan. I'm not going to do that. But
I am. Who is y'all QB? I just need to know who Coach Wentz is gonna have that QB for Morgan State.
We saw Delaware State had a QB last year.
And he gone though.
He gone, but they got another one coming in. But my point is, we heard all this stuff, all this expectation about Morgan State, and every year it's the same thing. The Twitter streets be bloody with drive-by, and Morgan State still don't have a quarterback. And I'm not knocking Morgan State.
It's Morgan State. Like, you really are surprised that they underperform every year.
No, we're not. Their fan base is.
Well, they obviously are delusional because they ain't been shit since Hatchet was a hammer.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Is a bastion of whack quarterbacks that they just chunking it all over the field. That's not happening. The MEAC is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So let's stop doing that.
You said the dust part, right? Because I ain't gonna talk about them people cheering. Because it ain't the cheering.
I ain't gonna lie to you. They do have have by far one of the best defense in the MEAC.
Yeah, but that's because of one dude though.
He causes havoc.
But he has to be.
He got to be.
He's on the D line, right? I can't
don't get me wrong. Last season, when Eric Hunter was out with injury, and that damn Mr. Williams was kicking everybody's ass by himself on the defensive line. Let's not forget about that. Because that man neutralized a lot of shit last season on that defensive line. Now it's Eric Hunter's turn. Now, if both of them was, so let's just say if both of them was in the lineup last season, Eric Hunter was healthy last season, and Elijah Williams on the defensive line, that defense probably would have cut out a lot of motherfuckers folks. That game against Central would not have been even close.
And again, with morning it comes down to it 100% comes down to quarterback play. Now, Norfolk State, I'm gonna stand on this, and I don't care who don't like it. Norfolk State had a kid that came from Garden City Central. I'm sorry, Garden City CC Community College. He could make some plays, and had he had time to be groomed, he would have been a game changer for Norfolk. I would have picked them to win the MEAC had he still been there. He is not. He is not going to be their starting quarterback. So that being said, I couldn't pick Norfolk State to win the MEAC. For me, it came down to three teams really: South Carolina State, NCCU, and Howard. I'm big on history. Last time Howard got disrespected, they took that disrespect all the way to the Celebration Bowl. This season started out with Howard getting disrespected.
I got Central going under 500. I got them at least being second in the conference.
I have second in conference right now, and I haven't settled on which team. It's either going to be Central second in the conference or South Carolina State in the conference. I don't know why I have faith in Howard. This may end very abruptly after week 0. But if they show an itty bitty, a little bit of fight against FAMU, I think they'll win the conference.
Okay.
The only reason you're afraid of Norfolk State is because of Mike Vick. The foundation
I don't think so. I mean, because if you really think about it, though, Norfolk State did lose a couple. They did lose 5 games by like 7 points.
But that coach is gone. Like, we can admit those were coaching issues.
Yeah.
Right? Like we were in the interview when the coach said his players was tired.
Hey Lawrence, if they get a team that wins, if MEAC team is second place, and if they have a strong showing in their out of conference schedules, I believe that they should be able to represent the MEAC in the playoffs.
But the question is, who has a strong non-conference schedule? Because South Carolina,
it's not Delaware State.
Delaware State does not. There's like, who does Central play?
I could look it up.
Y'all said that man named 3 times and he appeared. Ladies and gentlemen, MEAC Mike.
Yeah, he showed up. He's here.
The boogeyman is here.
He say something?
Oh yeah,
He in the comments.
He is in the comments.
Oh, I can't see.
First game of the season, they got Southern, then they got New Hampshire, in Durham, then they are on the road in Norfolk, which is down the road.
Dominion, dog.
Then they got Fayetteville State. They got they are on the road at Greensboro against A&T, so that's the Aggie Eagle Classic. They are coming to East Texas, to Commerce, Texas, to play the East Texas A&M Lions. I'm not gonna call them that. I'm calling them Texas A&M Commerce.
I was about to say, when did that come? Oh my God, y'all quit changing names.
It kind of makes sense because you do have a West Texas A&M, and so but
there's a lot of agriculture and mechanical colleges in Texas.
Oh,
Put
I
it
know. For years, I knew what East Texas A&M was by their old name.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, what is this? But again, that's just old man me. I don't.
The big game of the season for them is against FAMU at Tallahassee, and then they start off their MEAC schedule against Delaware State. That's the one. That's their homecoming. They go to Howard. They host Norfolk State and South Carolina State on November the 15th. And then the last game of the season, they're on the road at Morgan State.
So here's something interesting. Based on Morgan's schedule, Morgan has the ability to control their just on the schedule. They have the ability to control their own destiny.
Yeah,
It's I don't listen.
I think
I
they do have the easier non-conference schedule right now. The only games that I feel like they're going to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, the games they're going to lose in non-conference. I feel like they're going to lose to Southern. They'll lose to Old Dominion. I don't know about New Hampshire, but I don't think New Hampshire has been strong in the last couple of years. They'll beat Fayetteville State. They'll beat North Carolina A&T. I think they'll beat East Texas A&M, and they will lose against FAMU.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at the schedule. Like to me, to me, is I just think that Central has, like you said, has the better, it has the more easier type schedule than most of the MEAC schools.
Okay.
Somebody asked about South Carolina State schedule. I can pull that up. First game of the season, they got Wofford in Orangeburg, and then of course they got the Gamecocks, South Carolina. They have Bethune-Cookman in Orangeburg, and they have they have South Florida in Tampa. They got Charleston Southern on the road. They host Savannah State for their homecoming, and they got North Carolina A&T on the road.
So the
oh my God, two FBS teams again. Then you. Somebody, I think that's Jamal.
yes. Just take your turn the mute off when you're talking. But listen, I know we didn't plan to take a deep dive into MEAC and all of that. We kind of derailed a little bit, but this season is going to be exciting.
Who y'all pissed off in the comments? Where these people came from?
What up, Stephen Gaither?
Yeah, that's Steven. I didn't listen. Again, this is.
I'm trying to figure out why FAMU got smoked with 3 losses when those are 2 different teams, 2 different coaching staffs.
Yeah, it's listen.
Like he breaking up. Oh, wait.
You talking about playoffs?
Is Stephen Gates?
Yeah.
Man, block that man.
I can't.
Oh Jesus.
He in the comments just talking.
I will say this though. So because y'all have to help me understand this, because as I read it, I again, there are a lot of collegiate organizations out there. I had not heard of this collegiate organization, but Virginia State is going Division 1 in the um. Dear Father God, what is that conference? I'm sorry. It is. It's not a conference. It's an association. They're going Division 1 in another association, and I had never heard of it. Uh, so they are going Division 1. Really? Did I really lose the story? My apologies. I want to make sure I get this conference name right. They are going Division 1 in the USCAA division. That would be Morgan State, Mike. Anyway, so the BSU baseball and I believe softball teams, baseball, softball teams will be going Division 1 in the USCAA, which my understanding is a small college um, association of sports. So under Tiffany Sykes, they are going into that conference. Football will still be under NCAA, as my understanding of it. And yeah, since
Wait, who is this now?
this is Virginia State under Tiffany Sykes, they are going
Oh,
Division under
all
USC.
right, stop. I don't want to kill us, man. I just missed the school. I thought we was talking about Louisiana Monroe. That's going FBS.
Oh no, we'll get to oh Jesus, there's a whole bunch of stuff we got to get to. But it's my thought process and theory that this is a side effect of the new NCAA governance. So that's how this is all happening, and that's what it looks like. And so when I'm looking at the HBCU for Us Association, I'm kind of looking at, oh, there's another possibility, there's another opportunity. I don't, again, until we get more information, I'm just like, oh, this gets more and more interesting. But again, I kind of told people there's a possibility of more divisions breaking out here soon. So stay tuned. It ain't over. I guess we missed last year that Missouri State is going FBS into Conference USA. So I guess we missed that whole thing. That came up on my timeline today, and I was like, okay. Um, and then the big thing that Doc brought up, ULM has had several people from the athletic department step down. They have a new president, and apparently the new president told them to cut $9 million off of their $21 million athletic budget. I don't know if you looked at some HBCU athletic budgets, but essentially they would have a HBCU athletic budget trying to compete in a FBS conference.
You said they'll have an FBS trying to compete in the FCS, or the other way around?
They'll have a FCS budget trying to compete in the FBS.
Will they have the same scholarship? Will they still be allotted the same amount of scholarships? That's the biggest question.
I mean, but if they can keep the same amount of scholarships, they might be okay.
But the thing is, to me, ULM should have never moved up to FBS in the first place. It was a lateral. The reason why they moved up in the first place because it was a lateral move by the University of Louisiana college system, and that
basically it was going to be ULM and Lafayette move up. It was
so I guess we gotta dig deeper because there's no way the board members and the president sat in the conference room and said, yeah, moving up is going to hurt the school. They didn't do that. So what is going to be the benefit is what we got to try to find, because there has to be some benefit to this.
Oh no, they've been FBS how long now?
Over 20 years.
Yeah, so this ain't new.
So if they move down together, is it going to benefit?
Lafayette, the Raging Cajun ain't moving down.
Yeah,
they already got themselves set up. ULM hasn't been good since they was in 1AA.
and then
I've never heard of them being good.
Oh no, when they was in the old Southland, old Lone Star Conference, they was good.
Old ULM was good and scary.
Yeah.
So
how long ago was that?
The 90s.
Yeah, so I don't
they
remember
had
that.
some good squads in the 2000s too, though.
But
They might have got overshadowed by Canada Junior, but they had some good squads.
I will say this though, it's getting messy in the administration of that university, and this is what can happen when you have presidents who are not aligned with athletics.
And the fact that you named your starting football, your head football coach, interim athletic director says a lot too.
That's some. I know a school that do that.
I know one too. It might not be the football coach, it's basketball coach, but same difference.
So the cost cutting measures, and we are talking about we're in an era of FBS schools having GMs to run the athletics department. You have player personnel in this era, and they talking about taking $9 million. And I don't know what the Sunbelt media right deal is, but it ain't more than Conference USA. It ain't more than the Mountain West. They might be on 360 deals.
What's a 360 deal?
That's where
using mute and regulation.
You signed to another nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to that nigga over there.
Listen to Kendrick Lamar.
at the end of the day, TV ain't nobody getting no money but the people at the top. So
Bingo.
That sounds like a pyramid
all you
scheme.
got is a chain and a raggedy Hellcat.
That sounds like a pyramid scheme.
pretty much,
It is.
It is.
pretty much.
It's a straight Ponzi scheme for music for record.
Got on.
Oh,
cut
so
glass.
they following Miami's playbook.
Yes, there you go.
So
Man.
to Lawrence, to answer your question, it's probably the same reason that USF and UCF don't play each other. One school feel like the other school is beneath them. Or
It's also the same reason you don't see Bruce Wayne and Batman in the room at the same time.
but it is this entire new scheme. I don't want to call it a scheme. The entire new college football landscape. You're about to see all of this movement, and it's gonna get ugly because you now have teams who have not been able to use their boosters to spend money that can now use their boosters to spend money. Speaking of which, Texas Tech, I told y'all them Texas schools was not just going to sit by and not spend that money. Texas Tech done bought them away to the softball championship game, and now they just got the #1 recruit in the nation. And my understanding is that his quarterback is also going to Texas Tech as well.
Sound
So
about right.
y'all kept telling me Texas Tech wasn't no threat. Y'all kept telling me the only thing Texas Tech was gonna do was buy them an L
Who
and
said that?
an appearance in the championship. Not y'all. I'm just saying the
Oh,
people on the timeline.
let's say we know better on this shit podcast.
Listen, it's a few things I know, and in this little lifetime, I don't blew some serious money, and I know
I
what
believe
money
it.
looks like when it come up close to me. Texas Tech got some money. Texas A&M got some money. I, I had a Texas A&M booster, former football player, tell me they raised Jimbo Fisher exit money the week before he was fired. And the money that they donated to the school at halftime of a football game was the money that they gave to Jimbo to go buy his business. Texas schools got some money.
So Texas Tech just got a commitment from 5-star outside linebacker LaDainian Guyton, who is the number 5 overall player prospect on the class of 2027. He's coming out of Savannah, Georgia, and he is one of the many 5-stars that has committed to Texas Tech, who's coached by Jordan McGuire, who was my alma mater's high school coach at Cedar Hill. So he won 3 state championships at Cedar Hill. So he's gone up through the coaching ranks. And not only that, they do have a general manager in James Blanchard, who is pretty much moving like Thanos. If just think about it, like, and then the crazy thing is too, Mr. Guyton said he might reclassify to go for 2026 so that he can come to school next year early. Like, I don't think this kid wants to wait. Now remember, verbal commits are pretty much almost null and void. But if Texas Tech about to roll out some money for this young man right here, they already shelled out some money for the offensive tackle for 2026, right? It's Ojo. They are in the business. They are seriously in the business of trying. First of all, they want to win the Big 12, and they want to be in the college football playoffs. They are raising their national spotlight. Not only that, they switched from Under Armour to Adidas. They got Patrick Mahomes on board as always. I mean, shit. You could have had Patrick Mahomes. You could have had Graham Harrell. You could have had Michael Crabtree. You could have had any old Red Raider come back and make some sort of contribution, and they will probably be up there, you know what I'm saying, in the Big 12. But the thing is, here's my whole thing. Coach McGuire. I've known Coach McGuire for almost, my family, I've known almost for like 20 years. Can he get it done? Can he get it done? Because he has, like I said, he has had success with taking more bound teams. He took my high school alma mater and basically within 3 years took us to the state championship, and we won that thing. And then won district titles, state championship. But at the same time, like, look, can he get it done with high profile? Can he get it done with high profile players? That's the main thing. Can he do it? Can he do it with high profile players? because this kid right here, number 5 overall on the ESPN 300 list. Hey, that kid better be if he getting paid the NIL money, that kid better be starting.
Oh yeah, I got Jamal. I got EA comment start. We'll get that into a second and get to that in a second. I just want to make sure everybody understands.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure everybody understands. I am Mr. Media Rights dude. It was on Twitter that I discovered Yard Talk because I made the comment because of the tweet that I saw. Oh, Swag is getting $1 million to school. That's what's up. And then somebody took a shot at my PWI reading. When you say $1 million in disbursement, I am to understand it's $1 million per school.
That's what my HBCU understanding saw too.
So when it was explained to me that was, well, I think it was like $12 million. I can't remember exactly what the number was, but it basically broke down to I thought it was $1 million a school, right? That was not the case. And so I went on to my whole diatribe about media rights and the SWAC should get better media rights because the history, the tradition, how they built ESPNU, not just the SWAC, but HBCUs in general. I went through, and if you follow me on Twitter, I'm still going to be on that. So if you see that beating that dead horse, it's been there. But recently, I have not beat that dead horse for a few reasons. Number one, SWAC TV is a game changer if there is a sales component attached to it. So there's a sales team selling ads, yada yada yada. It is a game changer. What the disbursement is going to be to the schools, I don't know yet. It is also a game changer if they embrace the less expensive content creators and incorporate that content into their platform. Everybody loves the fact that Cam Newton says he want to do an HBCU game day with ESPN or whatever. That is going to cost money and it is going to take away from Sweat. Nobody is going to do that for free, and we will end up in a 360 deal with ESPN because Cam is trying to do something good. I
We've
don't
been in a 360 deal with ESPN.
Yeah.
exactly. That ESPN deal is coming to a close, and it's my feeling. I don't know. Nobody told me. It was my feeling. The negotiations didn't go the way they thought they was gonna go, and the commissioner said this is gonna work for 3 years. So probably for 3 years, the numbers didn't look right. He was like, "Cool, we tried to work with y'all. We'll do our own platform." Oh, my bad. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Um. So again, my my the reason that all of this is happening is because of the fact that you have ESPN not being a good partner. Do I know how much the disbursement is? I've seen numbers, but I would like to see specific numbers to media rights disbursement to the schools. Because we get disbursements because of postseason plays and all that. The school gets money. So those disbursements look different. I would like to see just a ESPN send us this much money for each school. That's all. The HBCU disbursements and all that stuff, I don't know the numbers.
What? But wasn't the HBCU deal the one that they sued over?
That was
And it,
HBCU Plus that sued
okay.
over
Yep.
Yep, the same
because
HBCU Plus and deal they sued over. They got Courtney fired. Yeah, all of that.
hmm Yep. Gosha got fired. Grambling State.
Well, Troy know how I feel about SWAT commissioner. I'm not his biggest fan. Um, but we'll see how SWAT TV go. We'll see.
Yep.
It is my hope that he, as the commissioner of a league, you understand that there has to be a sales revenue somewhere. Like, bro, you better be on the phone with Suave Haircare Products or whoever else for ad space. But then I also understand the other side that is also on us as the consumers and the fans to interact with that ad space.
Mm-hmm.
So the ad space grows. If they see returns on the money that they're putting into this ad revenue, then they spend more money in that ad revenue, which generates more money for our schools. So if they just so happen to run this the correct way, and we have outside sales, and we have brands contributing sales dollars to these things, we have to interact with those brands, or they leave, and the money goes with it.
100, 100%.
And Aaron, you say Cam not worried about the money. We know Cam not worried about the money, but ESPN is a bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem. It's not Cam. I want to make sure everybody understands. Cam is the issue.
Cam
ES,
wants to be. Cam wants to be in this. He wants to be in this space right here. Like I've never met anybody that said they don't want to be in the HBCU space. They want to be in this space. But the thing is, we know you're going to be in this space. It's not going to be about no money. It's going to be about the love for our, you know what I'm saying, for our institutions and what the history that comes along with it. So, so it's not about money. He has to love being in this space. Like when I talk to when I hey mute yourself, Jamal. I get feedback. When I talk to Stephen Gaither at Media Day, and I told him, I said, look, man, I want my platform to be just like yours. And when he told me, he's like, it was been nights with his relatives, and you know what I'm saying, and going to work and putting them, you know, saving this and saving that and putting money up and this and that and the third. I was like, you know what? That's hard work, but at the same time, if it's what you want to do, if this is your passion, you go ahead and do it. To me, you know, being in this whole space ain't about the money. Because I never thought about making money on this space, right? In this space. It's all about the love for what we have and what we can do with this platform right here. And yeah, Cam don't need ESPN. He just tied to it because he's contractually obligated to ESPN. He don't need. He could take that 4th and 1. He could take his 4th and 1 podcast with him and Peggy, and have a section of his podcast for number HBCU sports and football and whatever, and get in the game like that. Like, like to me, it, you know, so like when football season ready to start up in 2 weeks, we could come on here, we could create a game day experience, a game day show, right? With all of us here.
oh, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, TV money is different than YouTube money, and I get that. But we can have a game day experience right here, like a pregame show, and like let's just say this. We could, you know, let's just say this. So like, let's say our game of the week. Let's say the game of the day is, let's just say FAMU versus North Carolina Central, right? We can have a pregame show, we can have a halftime show, and we can have a postgame show, all in one day. And I know it ain't all about it. To me, it's not all about the money, but it is about the love of doing this right here.
I'm gonna back up real quick. to what EA said. So let me.
Hey, me and Mike being messy, and I don't like that.
I ain't entertaining that right now. Um. So as a software developer, there are projects that you get, and people will ask you, "Hey, instead of your normal fee, how about you do a discounted fee, and then we give you access to this, or whatever." Right? Some projects are also passive projects. If the SWAT would have came to me when I first started hollering about media rights deal and all that, and said, "Hey, since you got all this mouth, can you build us a platform?" You goddamn right, I'll build your platform and I'll do it for free.
Mhm.
Because the potential for something bigger is there. And also, depending on who built the app, having a conference on your resume, on your project list, on your case study is huge. I guarantee you, anybody building anything for the SEC is not doing at regular rates. So, yes, this probably was built. Do I think that took 3 years? No, I do not. Do I think the idea came about 3 years ago based on negotiations and all that? Probably so. You also have to factor in the fact that UEN has already shown us you can create a platform for free, create an advertising model for the institution so that they can get half of the advertisement. This has already been done. So this isn't anything that they are groundbreaking. This ain't groundbreaking. This is now industry standard. So yes, I think this was built years ago, or the project started years ago. Whether or not they started coding in the last 18 months, I don't know. But I believe the brainchild started 3 years ago, and we are here now. This is a wonderful avenue if fully contextualized. I'm talking about the advertising model. If they get this advertising model going, you don't need ESPN no more.
You don't.
You ain't got to worry about grandma trying to see Graham the State because she got to pay behind the paywall. It's all there. And
Hey, Aaron, they'll ban us off. They'll ban us off the app real fast. I've been there
listen,
saying one too many cuss words, and I'll be gone.
it's on the app, so there's no FCC to worry about.
You
Oh,
sure will.
perfect. Sign
Swag,
me up, coach.
let me hold on. Before let me go ahead. Swag. I was just playing. I wouldn't be on y'all airwaves cussing like a sailor. I wouldn't do that.
I
Y'all,
would.
I
Okay.
was about to say I would. Hey, sometimes a cuss word is the only suitable adjective.
you know, I feel like Marlo is a bad influence on y'all.
I don't think my little bad influence because I've been like
I
this
don't, I
since
don't,
I
I
was.
don't think so.
Perhaps,
He is neither. My daddy might
perhaps.
have been a worse influence than Marlo.
Um, but so Marlo apparently is in, in the group chat. Oh man, is Marlo down there? Hold on, let me see if Marlo down there. Let me is he down there? Oh, he is. He is. My bad. I didn't see you. I didn't see you, Marlo. My bad. My bad. I ain't see you.
First of all, you're not gonna be disparaging my character, talking about my influence on people. I am, I am Christian and wholesome.
Y'all
Don't
so same
necessarily
group,
have to be in
man.
that
We
order.
gonna leave that at that.
This man said, you know what? You know what? We're gonna you know what? I'm trying, Lord. You good Christian, huh? That's what
I
you said.
am.
That's what you
I believe and know my Bible.
said. That's what you said, huh? That's what you said.
I'm saying, man, I am. Now, I ain't said God is finished with me because I am a work in progress.
Ain't we
Well,
all, Marlo? Ain't we all?
we're gonna
So,
run this and we'll be right back. This is for Marlo. as this was unfolding onto the internet, because I thought this was some kind of hoax, as it was unfolding, it turned out to be real. A gentleman, we're going to call him Matt, responded to a Steve Smith post of him golfing by saying, "Does your wife and kids know you're sleeping with my wife?" He then proceeds to post post screenshots of text messages between him and who we assume is his wife. These text messages are quite graphic and quite embarrassing if you are said spouse. Because again, in the era of Twitter, there is no shame.
We need to bring it back.
Some key issues that Marlo might want to discuss is the quote,
I'll get it.
"You was so deep, you moved my IUD."
That sounds about right.
So
Obviously, she's used to dealing with a short knocker, and he was not. he didn't have the proper equipment. First of all, this is my whole problem with the whole thing. Why, as a man,
Run away.
as a man, why would you call another man and record it just to put it on the internet that you recorded talking to him? That he had then dug a pothole in your wife. I still don't see where the lie in that.
Marlo said, "Stop me when I'm lying."
Stop me with a lie. The Lord said the truth will set you free.
Oh shit!
we got you know what, we got to get a couple topics before we get out of here. Real quick. So Nancy Lieberman inclined, is it still kind of just Nancy Lieberman? Was run a podcast with Michael Beasley, and she expressed some concern that Jeff Teague said that Caitlin Clark wasn't that good, and she basically said that he was never an all-star and he wasn't that good.
And she came out of retirement at 45 just to get cooked by a 20-year-old CP3. What the fuck is her point?
I
Damn.
listen.
She got cooked by people who ain't even playing professional basketball no more. Fuck is her point?
She just put it out there. I was like, oh my.
But nah, she let her fucking whiteness show what Jeff Teague said wasn't a fucking lie.
Which gets to the other topic of conversation. And since we have a Ram in the comments, Winston-Salem State alum Stephen A. Smith said that he would understand if Orange Julius was
Oh
to.
Lord. He got on the show today and cleared that up. He said he is not for them looking into it. But
He
he
said
said
he would understand if there
he
was an
will
investigation
understand.
into the WNBA's treatment of Caitlin Clark. All I asked was, is this investigation going to help her hit threes on the road? That was my only question.
What people are, I don't
So wait,
understand this
what's that?
crazy shit about Caitlin Clark.
Y'all understand what the I'm gonna get historical and political for about 5 seconds. white supremacy is about the protectment of white womanhood, right? That at its basis, that is what it is here for. It's the protection of white women, right? We are looking at what we have already known as sports to be racist, eugenics, everything you want to know, just being smeared over women's basketball, which nobody claims they like to watch. They didn't start watching until Caitlin Clark started to play. And
Mm-hmm.
anytime somebody say that, hey, I only start watching for Caitlin Clark, ask them when in that season that they start watching. Ask them that they started watching when ESPN started blowing this bullshit up, or were they watching the whole season? And that'll tell you how you need to treat that person. 99% of the people that are making these arguments and causing all the ruckus did not start watching until the NCAA tournament that year. Because ESPN pumped all of this money into them fucking corn eaters to make the shit blow.
Not the corn Eagles.
Damn.
That's diabolical work. But at the same time, who's having a better career right now in the WNBA? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? Because
Kate,
Angel Reese
Kate,
out there fucking
no. Let's stop comparing a point guard to a forward.
yeah.
Kate Beckers is having a better career, a better season right now than Caitlin Clark.
True.
Yeah.
There's her comparison right there.
You know,
That is the
Those are
kind of
true
comparison.
words. Those are true words.
True.
And
But
even more,
that's like me saying Lisa Leslie was trash compared to Sue Bird. They ain't even play the same damn position. Do you see how dumb that is?
I mean, but what I'm saying is,
I mean, but
I'm not
when
worried
we
about
talk about
position.
somebody playing, so there's two ways to look at it, right? Because you can talk about success. It
Right.
ain't about what they do as their skill set. It's the success level. Because we like to compare LeBron to Michael, even though they were two different players. We like to compare LeBron to Kobe, even though they're two different players. And this is why a lot of centers don't get into the conversation as far as greatest player of all time because people like the scores. They like the guys that drive to the basket, dribble, and do
They
all
like
those other
they
things.
like flash, like we
So,
said earlier in this show.
so comparing Caitlin Clark uh to Angel Reese on a success level, Angel Reese has had more success. If
Right.
you
Yeah,
look at Caitlin Clark's numbers this year, they are terrible as far as her shooting, the turnovers. She has not played that well in her sophomore season. It is
She
not
ain't
going
played a
well.
lot this season,
Paige
though, too.
Bokers is by far blowing her out the water as far as stats goes. But when we talk about looking at success, let's look at the success when we start comparing these players that play two different positions.
I got a
hey,
question.
I said it in the group chat the other day. When your team is at 700 with you over there in street clothes, I don't want to hear you shit about you being the face of the league. If Asia Wilson goes down right now, Vegas is done.
Oh, they cooked. They
They're cooked.
barbecued.
They done,
They didn't fall back. She dropped 50 the other night.
and they still lost.
But what would they have? They would have been 30 times worse had she not been on the court.
Sure
Bingo.
was.
So when your team is .700 at 700 mark, they go on a 6 game win streak with you in street clothes and Nikes. Shut the fuck up.
I
Basically.
got a question. Who believes Caitlin Clark will ever be the MVP of the WNBA?
I don't.
I
I
do.
mean,
I believe she will.
She
and
will.
How?
She will. She will be. She will. Listen. She is going to eventually win a championship. It
It's
won't
gonna
be
take
in.
it's gonna
And
take
she
Paige
and
getting hurt.
the year that she wins the championship will be the year that she's the MVP.
It'll take Paige getting hurt because I don't see her ever outplaying Paige.
Absolutely not.
So as long as
And I'm talking about the
I don't
whole
see her ever out playing Asia Wilson. I don't see what's that girl who leading the
Fee,
WNBA in that.
fee.
see,
Yeah, I don't see her outplaying her. Like what she gonna get an MVP when they retire?
I mean, let's just go back to her skill set. She's a shooter who's not shooting well.
She's not. She's a shooting. She's a shoot first point guard but she has traditional players around her. She has a traditional center who, when they give her the ball, they win games. She
Yeah.
has a
Yeah.
traditional. She has a traditional power forward slash slasher in Natasha Howard, who can also create her own shots. She got Kelsey Mitchell, who can also create her own shots. Honestly, she's this team. That's why this team functions better without her, because they can put Sid Colson out there who don't really shoot at all, and she can facilitate and she plays defense, so they don't have to worry about their point guard being a defensive liability.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that we got Paige, so all of the Caitlin Clark bandwagoners can't blame it on race when we say that somebody's better than her.
Thank you, TP.
Because Paige is balling.
She is.
No, not Ballin, BAWN.
And I don't understand where any of this came from because we rocked with Sue Bird. We rocked with Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
Like the whole race thing it came with Caitlin Clark. We had never even talked about it in the WNBA before
So,
she came.
Gotta be the
TP,
bad guy.
TP, you're missing an important factor. She's straight. Diana Taurasi is not straight.
It
Sue
don't matter.
Bird is
Blue
not
Bird
straight.
ain't straight.
Look, I just
She's
found out today. I didn't even know
who?
about Diana Taurasi.
Yeah,
Just
man,
now when you
No,
said it,
what?
I never even thought about it. I'm
Diana
thinking about the
Taurasi is
sport.
married to Penny Tola, and they got children, bro. Don't so all of the other amazing white players within this league, they couldn't get behind because they were not straight. And so here comes Caitlin Clark, who can hoop, and she's straight.
She ain't never been seen with a boyfriend.
She got one though.
She got
I've
one.
seen. She got one. I've seen it.
Don't none of that matter though. They was talking that bullshit when she was in college, and it was her versus Angel Reese. It was the thug down there in LSU versus your all-American white girl over in Iowa. That's when this shit started.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
Yep. Which and making it even more funnier, the person who she knocked out for the scoring title is also white and straight, Kelsey Plum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kelsey Plum just diabolical, man. What you
She is, bro. Bro, she is. That step back is nasty.
She is straight, like
She got
straight.
that man making terrible rap music.
I was like, who twisted your Kool-Aid, dog?
I already saw.
Like for real.
Big,
I was looking at though. I was looking at Paige when she scored that 50. She scored that 50 ball, and I was like, "Yo, who pissed you off tonight?" Like for
Hey,
real.
she mad because Boyto over there
Oh
in the
shit.
coaches box traded DJ Karen to the fucking Minnesota. Go ahead and put Minnesota name on the championship trophy. They won it this year. Fuck it.
Hey,
hey,
I gotta go,
oh,
boys.
running. I was
All
about to
right,
get
TP.
hurt. I know we running a little late. Running a little late, and it's okay. Um, real quick. For those who've been following my little health issues, I did not start radiation today. I will be having surgery. I just got to get my brain wrapped around that. So, bear with me if you don't see me posting as much. I'm in work mode because if that's the case, I won't be able to do my other side job. So again, that's what's going on. Doc, what you got for
Exactly.
us? Yeah.
Oh man, ready for the football season to start. We got preseason going on right now. Um we got college football getting ready to start on the 23rd. FCS kickoff starts on the 23rd also. Me at Swag Challenge starts in 2 weeks. We just gonna go ahead and we gonna try to make us a HBCU college game day experience as far as pregame, halftime, and a post game show because that's what we need. Um, um, and like I said, if you want to do HBCU content, HBCU sports, be in it for the love of for the love of the institutions and not just for the money. That's the main thing that a wise man told me who's been in this space for over 20 years. Do it for the love, for the institutions, not for the money. With that being said, hey man, everybody, y'all be blessed, y'all be safe, hug your loved ones, and love all your loved ones. Crash out on your kids and beat them out the penitentiary. Be easy.
Jamal, sir, what do you have for us this week?
I honestly don't have no crash out this week. I promise. I hit on it earlier in the show that I had a 2 day long migraine. That migraine landed me in the ER this morning, which is why I was low key late to the show. Health is wealth, y'all. If you remember what I said last week about calling an audible, even at work, it's cool to call an audible. I'm calling the work audible. The amount of stress my job gives me is not worth the money they pay me, and they absolutely pay me a lot. It's simply not worth it. Yes, I work a weird schedule. Yesterday I was supposed to be at work at 6 a.m. My alarm went off at 5 for me to get up, and before I could even open my eyes, it felt like my head was in a vice grip. So I text my boss because my face card is immaculate at work. I said, "Hey, I'm not feeling that great. I will be at work when I feel better." She said, "Be safe," and that was it. I woke up 2 hours later. Head still hurt, but I went to work, of course, popping Excedrin, drink a Red Bull, go cuss out y'all badass kids who don't want to work. I get to work, I make it through my day, 6 o'clock, my headache is back. Take another Excedrin, go hang out with a few coworkers, because just like I am here, I'm the life of the party in life too. Get home, go to sleep, everything fine. Wake up today, I can't even fucking see straight this morning. Drive myself to the ER, blood pressure through the roof, but they don't see nothing wrong. They say, "Hey, it's probably heat, it's probably stress, here's some medication, go home and get some rest." That's my message today. If your job starts putting your health at risk, get a new job. Fuck Donald Trump, crash the fuck out when people have you fucked up, punch a Nazi, and love yourself. I'm Lord Jamal.
All right. Now I'm not gonna lie. Um, it's always a risk when I do this. I don't know what's gonna happen, and now he in the hospital. So, Malo, sir, whew, what you got for us?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of what Jamal said. Hell, health is wealth. If you ain't feeling like you know you should, go get checked out. Don't think you super person. Um, like when I came to the hospital yesterday, my blood sugar was in the 400s. I did not know. I just know I started feeling bad. So, I mean, it could have been way worse had I not come to the hospital. Who knows what would happen? But it's under control now. But don't let it get to that point. Listen to your doctors if you're going to the doctor. If you ain't going to the doctors, please go. Find your primary. It's like it ain't about the money no more. It's about being here for your family and your kids. So that's my message for y'all today. And if you just so happen to go to the hospital and your doctor got a Bethune Cookman thing on, find another hospital. Find another damn hospital because it ain't safe.
How the hell you get to med school from Bethune Cookman?
I don't know. They might have went there for undergrad or something.
Hey, that sound like that dude that was down there that had gave himself a fake medical license.
They might be right.
Hey, yo.
All right, I'm going on mute.
Damn, hey, damn picture like this.
You
Yeah.
know exactly what I'm
Ain't
talking about.
nobody. He got
Yep.
he got
And
his
ain't
he got
nobody
his
heard of
medical degree from a college. Ain't nobody heard.
man. If my doctor in his professional pictures in a prison pose, burn the office down.
Oh shit.
No,
Yeah.
thank you, Mo.
But
Thank
that's my time. Get checked out. Not by PCU.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Whew. So like I said earlier, today I got news that it was recommended that I don't do radiation, that I actually do have my prostate removed. I'm 52 years old. That is scary. It's scary because all of the information that's available on the internet, when you start looking up stuff, you start getting nervous. Talking to my urologist and the cancer specialist, it may not be as bad as I'm making it to be. But I'm young, I have a wife, I have all these things that identify as manhood that could be affected. And so that's a concern. But I'm also a 52-year-old man who has children, who has mentored people, who that it may be somebody looking at me on how they should handle their situation. So I gotta handle this with strength and grace, even when my brain is like going a million miles an hour. Because trust me, it has been going a million miles an hour the last 2 days. So I know I gotta deal with this because I got this monster growing in my body. And it might not be growing fast. I might get away with a couple of years and have no issues, but at some point, because it is a high cancer, it could cause a problem. So I got to deal with it. And tomorrow I'm going to meet with a surgeon and we're going to have more conversations. I have been conversations about this goddamn cancer for the last 6 months. I am, I, I think at one point my mind was like, I don't want nothing removed, just hit me with the radiation and be done. But with all the side effects of the radiation, it's the same thing as the things that scare me about the surgery. So what am I afraid of? So I'm dealing with all of that. I'm praying every day. Like everybody said, health is wealth. Get tested. Just because you in your 40s, don't think you don't need to get tested. Get tested. If you paying for insurance and you ain't going to the doctor, why? It's there for a reason. Now, I got the good stuff out the way. No nation. We've been going through a lot the last 3 years. In the interview today, a lot of y'all went through some old emotions, whether it was good national championship highs or lows of the head football coach lying in your face. You've been through a lot. Please understand that that is not what defines us. The standard is the standard. Unconquered is unconquered. It is a new season. Hope springs eternal. We're going into the season knowing we playing Alabama. I don't care what they say. It's still for me, Florida State by 10 until it ain't. And for everybody that follows this podcast, and we do cover a lot of HBCU stuff, I am often conflicted on how I handle HBCU topics because I am from Florida State. I am from a PWI. So everything that I do, I handle with care. There are stories that I won't report on because it's so negative that there's no reason for me to report on. I won't do it. If there's a story out there to bash the school just for the sake of bashing it, I'm not gonna report on it. I'll let
I
somebody
will.
else.
If it's about the thing put me. I
Yeah.
damn sure will be done.
So please like, subscribe, follow the podcast. watch.fatmouthsports.net takes you to our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Listen, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're trying to get to 4,000 views. So watch the live podcast. Watch the shorts. There is a TikTok short. Marlo being Marlo. Enjoy. But we're here to build a platform. We are here to build a platform. We're here to tell stories that other platforms aren't telling. And if you
Like
enjoy,
if
nothing
it's
to say.
really bashing, if it's about Bethune Cookman, I don't think it's bashing. I think it's just truth telling.
I didn't say it this time.
This man,
Oh Lord Jesus.
and taking time out his day to bash his own team. And again, I want to say, shout
Yeah,
out
but
to
can't
Bryce.
nobody else bash him though.
Bryce
Can't nobody else.
is good people. They
He is.
treat us well. I have nothing bad to say about Bethune Cookman as a media member. But that is my time. Again, check out the channel for all the new clips because apparently we got a bunch of clips that we need to get out because people want to throw shots at schools. Um, you know what? Before we go, dear Bootskins,
Oh Lord.
please stop talking about my football coach. Please stop comparing records. Your football coach don't have a conference championship. Your last two coaches don't have a conference championship. Keep my coach name out your mouth.
Oh,
Them
you hit him
Ivy,
with Will Smith.
I don't think that's a fact. At least they play in the SEC.
losing is
He
losing. Ivy
he
people,
hit him with the Will Smith. Wow.
them Ivy people, you the dumbest bird in Florida for a reason. 21 years of counting, you still ain't got no conference championship. But congrats to you on them 5 rings. Congrats to you. I hope that keeps you nice and safe at night. Because y'all ain't gonna win the championship this year, next year, or the year after that. Because your coach don't know how to take a knee. That being said, that is my time for HBCU Overdrive, for Lord Jamal, Marlo, TP, myself. We are out.